Today I'm going to show you how to do a custom mixed pink and white ombre with all hard gel. So let's get started. So the colors you will need is concealer pink in the tube, white sculptor in the tube, clear sculptor, concealer pink, and this is actually concealer pink base. It just doesn't have the label on it. I did mix some, but however, I want to mix it for you. Let's go ahead and make some now. So what I'll start with is clear sculptor. And what I do is I have this pre-made, like I'll find the color I like and I'll custom mix it in containers so I could just grab it. It's much easier that way. It's kind of fun for your clients to see you custom mix it as well because it is all handmade. So let's see, let's do a little bit of concealer pink in the tube. And the reason why I'm using them both is they're a slightly different color. So then let's get some of this pink, and you can see how they're a little different color. Let's give it a good mix. Okay, I think I need a little more clear sculptor because you want this to be see-through, okay? Okay, I think that's good. Okay, that's perfect. So see how you could kind of see through it, but yet it's camouflaging a little? That's my fave. Let me see this one that I made. I think it's pretty close. I might need a little more clear. Nope, I like it. So now let's make our white. We'll do white sculptor. There. Now let's see how white I make this. So you want this transparent too, but enough to have coverage. So kind of how I gauge it is I'll put a little bit on my spatula and I could see the see-throughness of it at a thinner state and a thicker state to see if it's going to have the coverage I like. That one may look a little more white than this. It does. So I kind of like how white that is, but I need one a little more lighter. So I'm going to half it. And you would make this on a much bigger scale if you're going to save it. And I would recommend saving it because this does take time. And if you run out, oh my gosh, you need more. So I'm gonna make this a little more runny. Not runny, see-through. It's not gonna be any more runny than it is now, more see-through, more transparent. Okay, so that's a lot lighter than the other one. So I have one here that is lighter. That one is way more white, as you could see. And that's exactly what I have set up here. So let's go ahead and put this to the side. I have a nail built out already, so that way we could just get straight into it. What I did is I built it out with clear sculptor and regular base, okay, the clear base. Now I'm gonna go into pink base and put a coat there so it kind of camouflages the nail bed. So I'm gonna come in here, and this comes in peach and in pink. So as you could see, I'm only gonna do it to where the pink is. Wipe it down here, like where it ends, where her natural nail should be. And you could see from here to here, Sally obviously has a peachier fingernail, right? I'm trying to make this look more like a real person. So I do this anyways, even on a real person, because sometimes it's really white in the background. I would go in with either peach or pink. So let's go ahead and cure this. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I camouflaged back here, is I'm going to take my lighter white. I'm going to start right here and kind of work it back. And I'm going to build a little volume with it, but I am going to encapsulate this. Kind of like you do an acrylic one. Acrylic is so much more less work. So much more easier is what I meant to say. So much easier and less work than a gel. Okay, so let's come in here. I'm going to use the whiter one now. Hit it right here. Now you have to trust the process because the whole process isn't very cute when I'm working with it, but the end result is so. And you have to remember that really I've done every color of nail bed pretty much of humankind. This covers really well. On Sally, it's a little harder to cover her line. So just work at it. So when you do this, You're just working on fading it over the pink so you can't see it. Now, when you're done, this will last like 2 fills at least, some people 3, before you have to file it down and recreate that look. Okay, so I'm gonna let that soft level, and I'm gonna come very light like this and add a little more white here. So you're gonna be left with a lot more white in the middle. So if you're looking at it from the side, you're gonna see it higher there. That's totally fine, because when I encapsulate it, you are not going to notice it. I got a little heavy-handed, so I just wiped off everything I just put back, but hey, that's all right. That's doing nails for you. There we go. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is cure this and then come back and add my next coat. Alrighty, I'm gonna cure this for like 30 seconds. Okay, so if you look at it, you could still see a little through there. So what I'm going to do is get my whiter white, come right here, and see how it's going to cover it more this time. Always in your second coat, it's really gonna cover a lot more than your first. Bring it a little more there. There we go. I could use a little more here. So see how tedious it is? Sometimes it's really fast on some, and others you're really working at it. I feel like when I do it on the training hand and teach it, it takes me a little longer because her fingers are so, the training hand's fingers are so peach. But I'm really happy with this right here. This looks good. So see your base? Okay, so let's cure this at least 30 seconds. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Concealer Pink and my Clear Sculptor from the tube. You want to use Clear Sculptor from the tube, and the reason being is if you don't use it from the tube, Clear Sculptor from the pot is thicker and you'll have a lot of bubbles in it. So you want Clear Sculptor in the tube, or just regular build in the pot. That'll work as well. Okay, so once I have that, I'm going to take my little mixture, and I love this mixture because it kind of hides any imperfections, but yet you could still see through it. I build my full nails in this mix a lot too, especially if they have a pretty like natural nail and they just want a little bit of coverage. It's gorgeous for that as well. So I'm going to come right here, and I'm going to build all my body with this. Okay. Pick up some more. And you see why you need to mix a lot of this? Now this is really going to camouflage, and your fade's going to come out looking pretty perfect. This color is a pretty mix. I love it. I've also done it with peach. I've also added a little pigment to the white, like a frosty pigment. There's so much you could do with this to make it a little more fancier, but still really neutral and pretty. Okay, so I'm going to cure this about 30 seconds, then I'm going to look at it from the side and see if I need to add anything. I typically will do all the pink and white fade first, and then I'll go encapsulate all 10. And like I said, then I'd file from there. And like I said, you could get away with filling these or rebalancing them like about 2 months, up to 3, depending how fast your client's nails grow. And when you know you need to do it is when you see the white way off. But honestly, it camouflages so much, it looks nice, but if they're shortening them, the white's gonna come off, especially if it's on a really short nail. Okay, so let's check this out. I may have enough on it. My little spot I always miss. So, and I know that. So I always come back on my clients, and it's always my left side. If you're a left-hander, it's probably always your right side. Comes with the territory. And I could always touch it up at the end too. Put a tad bit more. Make sure it's not on her skin. Get my little orange wood stick. There we go. So now I'm going to fully cure this for 1 full minute. So if you look at this really close, you do have to trust the process, right? My shape is in there, you just can't tell, but you could see the fade really well. Okay, so I am going to file this now and come back with the finished result.